Most hurricanes are limited to coastal impacts. Helene, on the other hand, was an inland killer. Hurricane Helene struck the Florida Big Bend as a Category 4 hurricane on September 26, 2024, then continued to produce catastrophic effects well inland, notably across western North Carolina. It was responsible for at least 250 fatalities in the United States, including 175 direct deaths, making it the deadliest U.S. hurricane since Katrina in 2005. Helene formed near the western Caribbean Sea on September 22nd. It became a hurricane the next day in the southern Gulf of Mexico near Cancun. It rapidly intensified over the warm Gulf, reaching Category 4 with peak winds of 138 miles per hour. Helene came ashore near the Florida Big Bend late on September 26th. The storm then moved quickly inland into the southeastern United States, where it would cause its greatest devastation. At landfall, Helene produced destructive storm surge along the Big Bend region of Florida and adjacent coasts, causing 14 direct fatalities. Hurricane-force winds extended far from the center and toppled trees and power lines across coastal Georgia and South Carolina, causing many of the wind-related deaths. Coastal communities from the Suwannee River area inland experienced extreme winds and immediate structural damage to buildings and infrastructure. The biggest impacts were inland freshwater flooding in the southern Appalachians, especially western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. Freshwater flooding, including landslides and debris flows, was responsible for at least 94 of the direct deaths, with 77 in North Carolina and 15 in Tennessee. Cities and counties such as Asheville and parts of Buncombe County and Boone saw extreme rainfall that sent rivers over their banks, inundated neighborhoods, and triggered deadly mudslides. Many of these fatalities occurred to the right of Helene's path, where the storm's rains concentrated in steep mountain terrain and overwhelmed communities downstream. In total, Helene killed at least 250 people in the United States, and most of them died far from the coast. Of the direct deaths, 65 were from wind, 14 from storm surge, 94 from freshwater flooding, and 2 from tornadoes. The rest were indirect deaths linked to the storm. Helene changed how forecasters and emergency managers think about advance warnings, and about where the worst impacts can happen, far from where a storm makes landfall. Track every storm and get alerts when one is forecasted to impact you at TropicalInfo.com.